Hello, hello, and welcome to episode 13 of What Happens in the Neighborhood. 13 unlucky for some patients. How do you think today's episode's going to go?
I think it's gonna go great. We don't
Yeah.
do unlucky here. We're always lucky.
Are you superstitious at all?
Um, I don't think so, I don't think
No.
so. No, I
Hmm.
think I am. There's certain things I don't do. Like I
Um,
don't do you like when you walk under like a certain sign?
yeah, or a
I always
ladder.
walk yeah, like I always walk over it or like yeah, it's just not under it basically. Like I think that to some extent I believe that.
Yeah, yeah, I hear ya. And there's certain things, like apparently if a black cat crosses you in the street, that's meant to be bad luck. Obviously, the smashy
Mm,
mirror is a famous one, 7 years bad luck, and walking on
well,
cracks on the street. And yeah, there's a lot. I know some people when it's like Friday the 13th. I know some people who actually don't leave the house for the whole day because they're so
mhm.
superstitious. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we could do maybe we'll do a Halloween special and we'll talk about superstitions and spooky stuff later in the year. That'll be good.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, enough of that. We are in the midst of summer and we're all very excited because the Women's World Cup is well underway and I've seen some fantastic games. Have you watched any of the games so far, Patience?
Um, Yes and no. I just got a glimpse of like who was playing? I think it was one of the first games that were playing in the afternoon on ITV. I was working and I was like watching ITV live on the website. I
Oh yeah.
forgot the game, but yeah, I tuned in for a bit. I forgot the teams that were playing at that time.
Okay. And if I remember correctly,
Mm.
are you supporting Nigeria?
No, I say South Africa.
South Africa. Is that because
Yeah.
Nigeria aren't doing very well? Because I'm pretty sure you said Nigeria last time. We'll have to
No,
check.
I didn't say Nigeria, I promise.
All right.
You just
Uh,
want me to say Nigeria, like I'm sure. I'm
I
like,
think
nah,
so. I
sorry.
think so. And I forgot who I picked now. Was it
I think you picked it was Portugal or like there was another one.
yeah, we'll have to
I
listen
think it
back.
was US. Yeah, we have to listen back again.
I think I picked whoever's winning right now. I picked those guys.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got England are playing Denmark tomorrow. By the time this
Mm-hmm.
goes out, we will know the score.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's been some good games. I know the US are doing well as usual.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They played one last week. They won against Vietnam. They won 3-0. So that was very good. But
Yeah.
yeah, Brazil are firing from all cylinders. They won 4-0 to Panama.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw that. That was actually good. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Hey, yeah.
And
Nice. So
Germany won 6 now to Morocco. That's crazy.
what's that? Sorry.
Germany and Morocco was
Oh,
6
really?
now.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my days. Wow.
Right?
Yeah, so it's well underway, and if you download the Hikinjo app, you will be able to see that we are running a Women's World Cup campaign, and we've got a few events and promotions and things that you can win within the next month. So, by all means, if you haven't already, download the Hikinjo app and have a look at what's going on. Talking about the Women's World Cup. I wanted to mention Serena Bolden, who I know you are a big fan of yourself, Patience, and she's a bit of a history maker. Would you like to say a bit about Serena?
Um, I would say I think it was on the 25th. She scored basically the first goal for Philippine women national football team.
Oh,
And that was a bit of a big moment for her as well. Just yeah, like I thought it was really cool, like just seeing that like she was making a bit of like yeah, you know what, this is the first ever goal at World Cup for them, so it's a big win for the country and it's a big win for them, which I was just cheering them on.
wow.
Um, but in terms of like a big fan, I'm a big fan of everyone that's playing. I've not found my favorite yet, but
Mm,
I've seen that there is a I'll get that into a little bit later, but like Mata
Mhm.
Silver, she scored up to six FIFA World wait, how do you say it? World Play awards like from 2006, 2010, and then another one in 2018, which is holding like the most individual accolades, surpassing Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, and that actually caught my attention. Just like, yeah, so I'm
Wow.
not gonna go into it, but yeah, that was
I
really interesting as well.
that that is Marta Vieira da Silva.
Yeah,
Um, we've got written down here, and yet she, as Patience has just said, she has surpassed Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of most individual accolades. However, my guess is she probably doesn't earn as much as those two, which is a huge shame.
I've watched a few games, and honestly, like it's underrated when it comes to women in football.
It is, it really is, and it needs to change. And I think the past few World Cups and Euros that the Women's World Cup and Euros that have been on have really swung the nation's hearts, I think, and hopefully that's going to do something to help with fairer pay. There you go. Have you ever played football, Patience?
I did in primary school. I'll be honest, I didn't like it. I was playing the goalkeeper and I just kept getting hit by the ball because I had to catch it every time. And it was really cold. It was in Scotland, it was in primary school, and it was a mixture of boys and girls playing football. And then I
Oh,
got picked to be the goalkeeper. And when I say never again, I meant it.
yeah.
Never again.
I don't blame you. I think
Yeah.
to be a goalkeeper, you have to be a certain type of person because you are basically stood there inviting to be hit again and again. So I don't blame you at all for not wanting to pursue that career.
Yeah. But I did want to pursue netball though. I was really good at netball.
Oh, netball. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you still play that now?
No, I
No.
stopped in primary school. I mean, I
Mm,
won a few games here and there, but I think, like when a parent doesn't nurture that side of you, they kind of like, oh, okay, you won, and there's not really that excitement from like, because as a kid, you look for that validation,
yeah.
and it sort of never came. So I just thought, oh, okay,
Oh.
never mind.
Oh no. Okay. I feel like I've opened a can of worms here. Let's not.
No, no, you didn't. It's okay, I'm over it.
Okay. Cool. So that is the Women's World Cup, which is currently going on. And yes, we will continue to speak about it over the next coming weeks. So next we're going to move on to stories we have found on the internet and in particular on Reddit, all to do with community and that type of thing. And Patience, I believe you have a couple for us this week.
Yes, I've got two stories, which I thought were interesting. Okay, so this guy said, am I a, you finish the rest, for using my kid's college account for my retirement. So basically his friend pointed to him that he's a bit of a because of this. So he goes like, I have a college account for each kid. They all have around 50,000 at the moment. Now my oldest went to trade school and we use this account to pay for that. It's relatively cheap, whereas my daughter went to a small cheap community college, but before she dropped out, she's now married and a stay-at-home mom. So both accounts we have a ton of money in them and the two kids are well established at this point. The oldest makes six figures at this point, and my daughter is married well off. So if they did divorce, she'll still get a lot. So I emptied the accounts and used for my retirement. I mentioned it at dinner, and they were sorry, and they were not happy. Saying they still deserve the money, even though it was for college only, and they never put a cent in. They both are mad at me, and they asked why I could retire early. I told them the reason. I wasn't going to hide it. They knew the money was in the account. It would have come up eventually if not for them. But asking if they could use the extra for their kids.
Mm.
What do you think? What's your opinion?
Well, I straight away I have a very strong opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
That the father is completely in the right. It is his
Yeah.
money. I know
Mm-hmm.
he initially said he was going to use it to spend on their college fees. Life hasn't worked out in that way, for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
And, if he's at retirement age or a little bit younger, let him enjoy it. Let him enjoy it. It should not be passed
Exactly.
to their kids. And
Yeah.
they sound like very rude people, if you ask me. Yeah.
I think they sound like it sounds like maybe they like it's fair. I get why they would think that way, but I also think it's fair for the dad to basically think about his retirement because they're not really like I don't know what the context is, but right now he's done his part as a dad. He's like, okay, so you've dropped out of college, you're making enough money. Let me set myself up so I don't have to be a burden to my kids.
Mm,
So those kids are his children's kids. They're not his kids, they're his grandkids. He doesn't have an obligation to take care of them, but I'm sure he does in his own way. So I would say he's not in the wrong. Like it's his money. He saved up, he worked hard to help his kids. His kids are fine, he's done his part. Let's move on. That's it. That's what I'd say. Because for them to feel like it's a bad thing, it just sounds very entitled because they didn't have to take out loans for college and all that stuff, but
mm.
it just sounds very one-sided.
It does. And the fact of the matter is, he did do what he said he was going to do, which was pay for their education. He has done that,
Hmm.
and whatever's left over, 100% that's his to spend.
So I've got a loan I'm still paying off as well.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool. Did you have any other stories for this week?
Yeah, there's another one. This is in the same category. So, he goes, "Am I the bip for refusing to bring my sister's child on a vacation when the cost isn't an issue, and I'm already bringing my brother's children? Well, me and my husband are childless and don't want any kids of our own. We love to spend our time with our nieces and nephews. This includes my brother's 11-year-old son, Alan, 6-year-old daughter, Ava, my sister's 10-year-old, Kelly. I'm not sure what she named them. That's interesting. Last May, we planned a weekend trip with the kids to a beach town about an hour away. We did this to spend time with them and also to confirm if they'll be ready for a long overnight trip, but would also be within driving distance and to close to home if any of them needed to go home early. Me and my husband expected that Eva may have a hard time being away from her parents overnight since she's still 6 years old, but both her and Alan were well behaved through the whole trip. Kelly, however, misbehaved the entire beach trip. On Friday, pick up them from their parents' house around 5. Got to the beach town about 7. During the car ride, Kaylee was an instigator and kept trying to start a fight with Alan. Kaylee was not listening to at the grocery store and refused to take turns with Alan and Ava with the TV. On Saturday, Kelly threw a fit because she wanted ice cream, and we told her that we wouldn't be going to the ice cream store until later. We told her that she could have a fruit for a snack if she was hungry, and she threw some of the fruit in the trash before my husband stopped her. At the beach, she kept refilling the holes Ava was trying to dig with sand, despite being told multiple times to stop. She kept trying to start fights with her cousins. During dinner, she was rude to our waitress and was sarcastic the first time we told her to apologize. On Sunday at the gift store, Kelly's quite, you know,
Kelly is quite
well,
argumentative.
yeah, she's
We
oh,
all
bless
know
her,
her,
how old is
Kelly.
she? She's 10.
Wow, she's going to be
I
a
think
troublemaker.
I feel like that's so normal for her age though, like what she's doing.
Yeah.
Um,
You
well,
must have been pretty fiery when you was 10 then, if you think that's normal.
I think that's normal. Like I've seen a lot of 9, 10-year-olds because they're trying to think. It's like it's an age where like you're trying to like I guess before you go into your teens where you're trying to dominate your independence from your parents. Like, oh, I have an opinion. Oh, I have this, and you're just like, yeah, like it's. I feel like it's normal for that age to be, because you get even more fiery in your teens when like all those hormones or
Yeah.
testosterone like come in as well. So it's like it sounds like it's normal. Um, but no, I wasn't. I don't think I was, to be honest. But yeah,
Hmm.
you never know. So what was it? So where was I? Yeah. So at the gift store, she wanted to have a conch shell and a mermaid doll, but didn't have enough pocket money to get both. When we told Kelly she would need to pick one and couldn't have both, she ended up being allowed to have neither because she kept throwing a fit. At the hotel, she was not listening and kept trying to watch TV despite being told multiple times to help with packing suitcases. During the car ride home, again, she was instigating and kept trying to start a fight with Alan and Ava. Me and my husband told my sister that Kelly was not coming on any more overnight trips with us because of her behavior. My sister is angry now because we haven't changed our minds and are staying true to our word by only bringing Alan and Eva to our weekly long trip in August. My sister told me that Kelly's just acting like a kid and she's only 10. I agree with my sister that exactly she's 10 years old. The reason we waited until the kids got to their current age, she's too old to be constantly misbehaving and throwing fit like a 4-year-old. She says Alan and Ava may be mature and calm for their ages, but I'm out of line for punishing Kelly for not being the exception for her age to her age, and she helps me and my husband feel good about ourselves after excluding a child. Is my sister right? What do you think?
Well, that is a lot to take on board. And it's really difficult commenting on in a family feuds like that.
Yeah,
Um,
I think it's very like if I was to like share, I think it's very subjective because there's no right or wrong
no.
way to go about it. But maybe I feel personally, I feel like the girl she wants some attention. Maybe that's the only way she gets it.
Yeah, yeah. The aunt and uncle in
Mm,
question I feel are being very lovely and patient about
yeah,
everything. And in a way, uh they're kind of doing
their job.
that. Yeah, sorry, I felt horrible saying that, but they're kind of doing the job of the parents, so or a better job than the actual parents. So yeah,
You
interesting
think
one.
so?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I
I
think
think
so.
that's interesting for you to say that. Um, but I generally think it's like as an auntie or like uncle, there's only so much, I guess, so much you can do. So I
Yeah.
guess it's up to the mom to decide what if she wants to include the other kids in the trip to not feel the other one left out, or if she needs to talk with her daughter, whatever. I just think it's just yeah, just a matter of talking and communicating. I'm
Yeah,
sure she'll be like, yeah, because I'm sure she wants to go with them, but she just, yeah.
I think more often than not, when children rebel, it's because of a totally separate reason
Mm,
than they're actually rebelling for. If Kelly is having a fit because of the ice cream, it's probably actually down to something completely different. She's angry about or emotional about. So you've got to get to the root of the issue.
yeah.
And yeah, that's my tuppence worth. Okay, and now it's the time of the episode where we invite Jaceline onto the program. Jaceline, how are you doing today? You okay?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Yeah, not so bad, thank you. Yeah, it's nice and sunny. It's summer 2003, not too much to complain about. Today we wanted to chat a little bit about friendships and how we can use the app to encourage friendships. It was Friendship Day, I believe, on July the 30th, so not so long ago. Have you got anything you would like to say about friendships, first of all, and friendships on the app and how you can cultivate them?
So I was flying on the day of Friendship Day back to India. So I was in the flight. Obviously, I had a lot of plans, but it was a last minute thing. Obviously, if I would have been in UK, I would have gone out with my friends, spent a day with my friends. Back in India, I always used to bake cakes and cookies for all my friends with friendship bands and go give it to them. And then later in the night, we used to hang out together. But
Mm.
this time, unfortunately, I couldn't really do anything. Uh, yeah, we can talk a little about friendship, friends, definitely.
Okay, well, yeah. I mean, one of the things I wanted to bring up is that it's a lot of people find it quite difficult to make new friends. Yeah, I wondered whether you would have any advice in how to make new friends as an adult.
So it was never difficult for me to make friends because I'm one of those who's very easy to talk to. But when I came from India to UK, it was a very shock for me because because of the cultural differences. I also struggled a lot to make friends at university, and after university, now that I'm working, it's not easy to make friends. Yeah, a couple of suggestions is that now that I'm working, I don't have any classes or libraries to go sit and talk to people. So I would suggest that at this stage of life, I would do something like join a couple of social groups or clubs. Look for clubs, organizations, or community groups that align with the same interests and hobbies of other people. So, if I like baking or dancing, I might want to make friends from those same groups. Um, Networking, there are a lot of networking events that happen. We can find a couple of them at Timeout or Eventbrite. I would suggest people to go attend social events and gatherings and do networking. I know a lot of people are not comfortable doing it. They're hesitant to go talk to people, but this is one way where we can find new people, get to know about their interests, share our interests, and we need to come out of our comfort zone if we want to make friends. Volunteering is a really good way. I used to volunteer a lot at university. There was a time period when I barely had any friends, and I thought it always made me happy to do something for other people. I was not a part of any other society apart from volunteering society for 4 years in my university. And by the end of the fourth year, I had such good friend circle, all from volunteering. So I was happy end of the day. Giving my services to other people, helping them out, seeing a smile on their face. And when I graduated, having a friend circle from the same, club group or people who actually loved helping others, so with similar interests. And then I would also be like, you should be approachable, easy to talk, have a smile. What people crave for is appreciating them. So if you compliment or appreciate anybody, they automatically start talking to you, and that's how you can actually talk to people. You get to know more about people, and your sixth sense plays a very big role here. You actually, when you meet somebody new, you get to know if you can get along with the person or not. So these are a couple of things: be a good listener, offer help and support to other, be yourself when you're meeting somebody. You don't have to fake out anything. You don't have to be formal. Be you. And join a couple of gatherings, networking and social events and classes.
Yep,
That's my
yep.
suggestion for people
Wow,
who
okay.
want to make friends.
Some great advice there. And another question I had was, can you balance a big social circle whilst nurturing close friendships, do you think?
Yes, it is possible to balance having a big social circle while also nurturing close friendships. But Andrew, what I would suggest is I always used to run, uh, thinking that, oh, this is the person I know from my city. I know this also, that person also. So I come from a very small city back in India, and I knew every single person from the city. And that used to make me very happy that I'm very popular. People used to go out with me. But gradually, over 5 years of staying in UK, I've realized that quality of friends matter more than quantity of friends.
Mm.
So having a large circle, social circle can be fun and exciting. It's essential to prioritize the depth of your close friendships and focus on nurturing a few meaningful and genuine connections rather than spreading yourself too thin across many acquaintances. That's what I would suggest. And also, I feel we should set our boundaries. I know even if I had a big circle there, I knew who to prioritize and where, who to allocate and where my boundary existed around them.
Yeah.
And then there are a few things that every friendship you need to put effort in every friendship. So I would say plan one-on-one meetings with them, be a good listener whenever they need your help, be there to help them. uh, a lot of my friends when I was coming to UK, they were like, you'll forget us, you won't maintain that bond, you'll not communicate. But I tried my best to have that communication and not get, because when my best friends left the country and they went abroad, that was the thing I faced. We lost our connection, we had no communication, there came a gap between us. So because I had been through that period and I had no friends left, they had no time, they were busy in their lives. When I came to UK, I made sure that I don't want to lose communication and get that gap in between us. So communicate regularly. I know you'll have to make a little sacrifices. Maybe time difference is time difference comes when you leave the country. So it might be that you might have to stay awake till late or wake up early to speak to your friends and be in touch with them or help them whenever they need you. But communication is the key to everything, and you need to be regular. And then share your experiences, plan activities or outings with your friends. But even if you have a big circle of friends, I would still suggest uh, choose quality over quantity. End of the
Mhm.
day, you should have a couple of 2 3 friends who you can call them at 3 a.m. in the morning and they'll be right by your side to help you out if you are in emergency situation.
Fantastic. Great advice. And another thing was, how can you improve communication in friendships?
To improve communication, I think a couple of things are be a good listener. Now, what has started happening is we love our mobile phones, we love our phones, we carry them everywhere, we don't want to come out of it. But I would say that whenever you're with your friends, also including me,
Mm,
don't use your phones much. Somewhere or the other person doesn't feel that important that you're on your phone all the time and you're not listening to what they're saying. So I would say be an active listener when you're with your friends and genuinely try to understand their perspective and avoid this interruption of using your phone.
yeah.
Then be yourself. If you are you don't have to fake out in front of your friends. uh, be expressive. If there's something going on inside you, you don't have to hide it, because
Mm,
piling up might not be that good, right? So if there's something you want to speak about, you want to talk about, just be expressive and do it. I would also suggest that in a friendship we should not assume things, because maybe the other person, the friend isn't thinking or feeling the same way you are. So if you are not very sure about something, just talk about it. Have a open and hearty conversation in your friendship. Be willing to share your feelings, thoughts and concerns, and create a safe space for your friend to do the same thing.
yeah.
And one very big suggestion I would like to give is that uh, give space when it is needed.
Mm,
Understand that every person needs a personal space from time to time. Respect
mm,
your friends' need for solitude or time to process things. And apologize. Even if you don't, even if you haven't made that mistake, it's fine to apologize in a friendship. End of the day, what matters is the strong bond that you have. And
mm,
if you really want to carry on with the friendship, you shouldn't get into respect and not respecting. You should apologize if like if either one of you apologizes and the balance of that friendship can be maintained, just do it, because it's
yeah.
really hard to find good friends in today's world.
Yeah.
So
No, really good point. Really good
I
point.
think, yeah, these are some key features to improve communication. Stay in touch, find common interests, avoid judging friends. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, no, really good point. And just to wrap this up, I know you've mentioned being your authentic self a few times. How would you give advice to stay your most authentic self when forming new friendships?
I would say be genuine from the beginning only, from the start of your friendship. Present yourself honestly and authentically from the beginning of the friendship.
Mhm.
You don't have to impress others by pretending to be someone you are not, right?
Yeah,
Because how much can you fake it in front of somebody if the friendship is going to last for a very long time? You really can't do it.
yeah,
Embrace your true self, your unique qualities, your interests.
mhm,
Celebrate what makes you different and don't be afraid to show it. Be confident of who you are.
mm,
I'm sure people degrade you a lot, that she can't do this, he can't do that, but that's fine. Take it positively, learn from your friends. That's what people are around you are there, to help you. So embrace every person is unique in their own way. So I would
yeah,
say embrace your unique qualities. And then for me, gut feeling plays a very important role when I'm
mm,
interacting with somebody. So if I'm comfortable and I'm myself around somebody, and I get a positive sign, I know this is the friend I can gel up with later on in my life.
yeah,
So I would say trust your own instincts. Be transparent, share your core values and beliefs with others, share your passions and interests. And I have said listen actively in all my answers, because I really feel in these days you are physically present with the person, but you're mentally and emotionally not there, even
yeah,
when there is somebody by your side. So don't use your phones, listen to the person. If you're there for 2 hours, spend those 2 hours with that person.
yeah.
uh, yeah,
No,
don't
really,
don't fear
really
from
good points.
rejection. Yeah.
Yeah, really good points there, Jasleen, and I will take some of those on board myself. I am one of the friends that can be guilty of getting their phone out around the dinner table. So, yes, I will take that on
Yeah,
board. But yeah, thank you
I
very
know, I
much.
know it happens. And I am always on my phone. So now when I go out with my friends or family, we have this pact that everybody will keep the phone on the center of the table. And unless the bill comes or the check comes, nobody can use the phone. But I have a
Yeah,
food blog. So I'm always like, I need to click pictures, I need to do this and that. But still, I feel that I know even if I have a blog, but I don't know, we barely get any time with our busy schedule. So if we have
yeah.
those 2 hours or 3 hours to spend with our family or friends, we should just be there present in that moment and enjoy that.
Nice, nice. Really good advice and really good note to end it
Mm.
on. And yeah, thank you very much, Jasleen, for the advice this week. And we will be back
Thank
next
you
week
very
with
much.
some more advice. Many thanks. Bye for
Yeah.
now.
Thank you.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about the Hikinjo app now. This is the reason we do this podcast. And there's a lot of exciting new developments going on in the app at the moment, such as the one we mentioned earlier, where we are running a campaign to promote the Women's World Cup. And yeah, so it's becoming a bit more of an exciting hub of recent, don't you think, Patience?
Yeah, it's been very exciting, just like going into the space of women in sports and supporting different communities within UK.
Mm.
Just like building and empowering those little communities that a lot of people don't really pay attention to, but they're actually really very relevant in growing as a person, especially as a woman.
Mm.
There's a lot of things that we still fight for in terms of equality and different spaces that we want to be in, but don't feel like we belong or maybe are not invited into. So, yeah.
Well, that's a very interesting point. And also, one good thing about the app is it can empower women in terms of starting your own side hustle, and also it allows women to support other women who are promoting their side hustles in the area and things like that. And separately as well, say if a woman doesn't feel comfortable inviting a man around the house to do DIY, you can scan your local area for a fellow woman who
Yeah.
is an expert in DIY who can do that. So you can use the app in a lot of positive ways to promote womanhood. So that's a very cool thing.
Yeah, it is.
So, Patience, have you got any advice on making new friends? Because I need to.
When it comes to making friends, I don't know if I'll be the right person to tell you how to do it, because I really like spending time by myself. I really do. But I also like talking to people like once in a while. So,
Hmm.
I think as an adult, I would say it's okay to be nervous when you're like trying to make friends, because everyone is like especially as an adult, it's very daunting to speak to other people because you don't want to come off as a creep,
Yeah,
but you don't want to come off as antisocial as well. So it's kind of like do
got to
what
find the right balance.
feels, yeah, like do what feels right to you rather than
Yeah,
forcing yourself for interactions as well. Yeah.
yeah. It's I think it's really important not to force it because other people
Hmm.
can pick up on that and yeah, let it flow out of you very naturally
Hmm.
when you strike up a conversation. And the great thing is about sporting events and such as the Women's World Cup is that you're all if you go to a bar or a pub or even a stadium, you're
Hmm.
all there for the same reason, which is because you love football.
Yeah.
And so it's a great opportunity to strike up new conversations and meet new people because you have that one thing in common already.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
One thing I realized, like, once you're learning to make new friends, you also need to, actually like a thing where you're also balancing your old friendships. It doesn't mean that, oh, I've got new friends now, bye, old friends. It's kind of like you need to maintain those as well, don't you? But how do you balance that, like that having different social circles whilst also nurturing new friendships?
Yeah, as Patience just said there, if you do get some new friends, don't go onto your WhatsApp group of your old friends and say, "Hey everyone, I've got new friends now. I'm leaving. Bye." And leave the
Oh
group.
my God.
Because that's not how you're gonna keep friends. I think the important thing is with older friends is that you've hopefully got a lot of history together and a lot of great memories together, which has meant that you have built hopefully a sturdy relationship with one another. So,
Mhm.
um, but like any good flower, you need to keep the roots watered.
Yeah.
So, just ensure that you check in on your older group friends. I don't know, at least just once a week. Just drop them a text
Yeah.
and ensure you meet up with them at least once a month. And that way, you'll keep that relationship going as well. It may not seem as exciting as the new friendships you have in your life, but I'm sure if you've had a friend who's been there for a few years, then they must have been there through thick and thin with you, and you have to return the favor
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, and keep it going. And I think it's quite a childish thing to kind of think, well, that person hasn't kept in touch with me. Why should I bother with them? Life's too short.
Exactly.
Life's too short to think about that type of thing. So what? They haven't messaged you in a while. Bite the bullet,
Yeah.
be the bigger person, and message them. And yeah,
Yeah. I think that's very healthy outlook as well, because it allows them to grow into a whole different person, because the person you knew like a year ago is totally different. And it also allows you to explore new different types of friendships as well. So,
yeah,
okay. All right then, Andrew. I'm gonna take your advice.
yes. And again, the app is a brilliant place to make new friends in your area. So download today. If you've already downloaded, log on to the app. And you know what? You could even create a post saying, "Hey guys, I want to make some new friends. Who's in the area?
Mm-hmm.
Hit me up." You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's no
Like
shame in that.
suggest like an event that you want to go to, like, hey guys, let's do this. There's a lot of winter concert coming up. I noticed that like in winter, in September, October, November, right before December, like maybe mid-December, a lot of concerts happen in UK. So if you have a concert of an artist that you want to go watch, or even just like a comedy show as well that you want to watch,
Yeah.
get into it in Hikinjo, and you find surprisingly a lot of people will be up to do something that you're into as well. And
Yeah.
take your time.
Yeah, that's it. Take your time, and you'll find your people. You'll find your tribe. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining this week, Patience. And thank you to anyone who's listening. And we will catch you next time.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.